Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're trying to build a rock solid career in the IT industry right now, or maybe you're eyeing a job switch, or you just want to absolutely future proof your tech skills, you are in the exact right place today. I mean, the tech industry is moving at breakneck speed, right? Get this, researchers actually estimate that 85% of the jobs that will exist in 2030 haven't even been invented yet. Crazy, right? So today, we're going to unpack exactly what it takes to secure your career in this incredibly fast-paced environment. And that brings us to the big question that's probably living rent-free in your head right now. Whether you're a fresher, kind of anxious about breaking into the industry, or a seasoned pro wondering how to stay relevant, literally everyone is asking the exact same thing. Which skills will actually get you hired in 2026? Like, where do you even start? There is just so much noise out there. So we're going to cut right through all of that and look directly at the data on what companies are actively hunting for right now. Okay, let's dive straight into this structured roadmap. We'll be covering the 2026 tech landscape, AI and data engineering, cloud, cyber and infrastructure, development and UX, and finally, your step-by-step 2026 learning roadmaps. All right, starting us off with Section 1, the 2026 tech landscape. So we really need to understand the massive shifts driving today's hiring frenzy. The harsh reality, relying on outdated skills is basically a one-way ticket to the tech graveyard. Industry reports are showing that companies aren't just casually looking for talent anymore. No, they are aggressively hiring in AI, cloud, cybersecurity, and data engineering. These domains are literally the fastest-growing categories worldwide. If you want a future-proof career, this is exactly where the spotlight is shining. Moving right along to Section 2, AI and data engineering. Look, you just can't talk about the future without talking about AI. But here's the thing, AI systems simply cannot function without the high-quality fuel of engineered data. And this brilliantly illustrates how interconnected these roles actually are. On the left side, we've got the massive boom in generative AI. Tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, they've completely flipped how companies operate. To get hired here, you're going to need skills like Python, machine learning basics, prompt engineering, and frameworks like LangChain. But shift your eyes to the right side. Data is the new oil, right? AI absolutely needs data to run, which is exactly why data engineers are facing record-level demand. If you can master SQL, Apache Spark, Kafka, or Databricks, you are essentially building the pipelines that make AI possible in the first place. Both of these paths, completely future-proof. Now, bridging the gap across all of these systems is automation. Notice how Python just keeps showing up everywhere? It's basically the universal key for AI, data science, and web development. But beyond just raw coding, companies in 2026 are completely desperate for automation specialists. They want to automate all those boring, repetitive tasks to save time and money. Think of it as being strategically lazy. If you can master workflow automation and build AI agents using no-code tools like NAN or Make.com, you don't even need to write thousands of lines of code to become an absolute powerhouse. Building intelligent agent workflows is a massive, massive career opportunity on its own. Let's jump into Section 3, Cloud, Cyber, and Infrastructure. So we've talked about data and AI, but where does all of this stuff actually live? Well, it lives in the foundational layer mapped out right here. Literally every company is moving their applications to the cloud. If you learn AWS or Microsoft Azure, you're looking at some seriously lucrative cloud architect roles. But hey, building and hosting software isn't enough. Deploying it smoothly is absolutely critical. Mastering tools like Docker and Kubernetes, that opens doors to becoming a platform engineer. And crucially, look at that middle column, cybersecurity. As cyber attacks just keep increasing, the global shortage of security professionals is currently sitting at over 3 million. 3 million! If you love problem solving and you learn ethical hacking or SOC operations, companies are going to aggressively compete to hire you as a security analyst, because deploying and securing applications is just as vital as building them. All right, on to Section 4, Development and UX. Now, while back-end infrastructure is definitely booming, businesses are absolutely always going to need incredible user-facing experiences. Let me reassure you right now, web development never goes out of style. Mastering the specific front-end and back-end stack gives you incredible flexibility. For the front-end, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, and Next.js, these are the gold standards. And for the back-end, Node.js paired with databases like MongoDB or PostgreSQL is hugely demanded right now. Learning this entire ecosystem makes you a full-stack developer. And that's great because it allows you to seamlessly pivot between front-end, back-end, or full-stack roles, really depending on where the market is hottest at any given moment. But remember, just building functional software, that isn't enough anymore. Actually, scratch that.
it hasn't been enough for a while. After all, what good is a powerful backend if the user interface is a total nightmare to navigate? The market is completely saturated with functional apps. The ones that actually win are the ones that provide amazing user experiences. UI and UX designers are heavily sought after by startups and enterprise companies alike. If you have an eye for design and you can master tools like Figma, Adobe XD, or various prototyping tools to deliver those seamless, beautiful digital experiences, you are securing a highly lucrative spot in the 2026 tech ecosystem.
Which brings us to Section 5, the core baseline requirement. So, the crucial point is coming up right now. We've talked about all these different domains, from cloud to UX, but there is one underlying skill that unites every single role we've discussed: AI literacy and problem solving. Industry leaders are making it crystal clear. Using AI tools is no longer just some optional bonus skill you slap on the bottom of your resume. Nope. It is rapidly becoming the absolute baseline expectation across all jobs. Going forward, the job isn't just about coding or designing from scratch. It's about partnering with AI to do your work faster and better. Frankly, if you aren't fluent in using AI to solve problems, you're going to fall behind the people who are, regardless of what your specific job title is. Let's move to our final piece, Section 6, the 2026 Learning Roadmaps. Okay, so it's one thing to know what the skills are, but how do you actually acquire them? Well, let's see how this builds into your actual game plan. If you're a fresher, follow this exact sequence. Seriously, do not skip ahead. Step 1, lock down your foundational web languages first: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Step 2, graduate to React for modern interfaces. Step 3, master version control with Git and GitHub. Once that foundation is rock solid, expand your logic into Python, and then start weaving in those AI tools we talked about. But the ultimate differentiator is Step 6, build a tangible portfolio. Having real working projects based on this exact sequence will dramatically separate you from the pack. Now, what if you're already a working professional? Well, your roadmap is all about strategic multipliers. You don't need to start from scratch. The secret to a major salary bump is blending your existing experience with these high-growth combinations. Add AI and automation to your current workflow, or maybe pivot slightly into cloud architecture, pick up some cybersecurity certifications, or dive into data engineering. Combining your existing domain knowledge with literally any of these boom areas, that makes you a rare, incredibly valuable asset to your current or future employers.
And finally, our main takeaway: future-proofing your career.
Look, opportunities are definitely not lacking in this industry. The real problem is just that too many people are working with outdated skills. So the ultimate truth of the modern job market is this: don't ask how much a technology pays. Ask how hard it is to replace someone with that skill. Think about it. If what you do can be easily replaced by a basic AI script, well, your career is at risk. But if you master the complex skills we covered today, if you become the person orchestrating the AI, securing the cloud, or engineering the data pipelines, you become completely irreplaceable. And irreplaceable talent always commands top-tier salaries. So I'll leave you with this. Look at your current skill set right now and ask yourself, what are you going to learn tomorrow to make sure no one can replace you in 2026?